I was good, folks. I'm 3 days post tricep tendon surgery. No, I'm feeling good today. The first 3 days were tough, man. It was painful, and they gave me pain medication. It didn't help much. So the hard part is over. I feel pretty good now. So I'm in this for about 2 weeks, and then they transition me to a brace, and my arm is going to be fixed. But the cool part about that is that I'll be able to unlock the brace 2 or 3 times a day to do physical therapy and kind of roll from there. It's a long recovery process. They say 6 to 8 months. I think I could get back in 4. That's my goal. It's such a rare injury. It happens in less than 1% of men. And, I hurt mine playing basketball. Usually it happens through like blunt trauma. So, like linemen in football, like you just get hit really hard in your tricep and then the tendon snaps. And if you know what the tendon is, it's this long, tight, fibrous, thick tissue. They're very tough to rupture, and the tricep is just a tough one. And usually happens in weightlifters, guys who are lifting super heavy weight, and their tricep tendon just gives on. Or the third one are people who take steroids, oddly enough. My theory, man, I just think over the years, all the training I've been doing, my tendon was kind of like partially torn over the years. And then I think I was playing ball and it was on this thread and someone hit it. And I remember it distinctly. I was driving to the basket, and then I had the ball. And you're playing ball, so I didn't even feel the bump. Your adrenaline's going while you're hooping, so you don't always feel that bumps. It's usually after you're done hooping or you playing a sport. That's when everything starts feeling achy. But anyway, I was driving to the basket, and I just felt a sharp pain in the back of my arm, and I like dropped the ball. And I kept playing, and then I was like dribbling the ball. It was just tough to dribble the ball. And I was just like, yo, I'm good. Like, I'm sub me out. Somebody take my spot. And they were like, yo, you really messed up your arm. I'm like, yeah, man, this feels crazy. So long story short, I just stopped. I was like, yo, I'm gonna give it a couple days. It immediately like just swole up. It got huge. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna take it easy. I'm not gonna press for like a week. And then I got back in the gym. I started pressing again. And I lost a lot of strength. Like I couldn't lift my usual weights, and I could only do like 6 reps, and it just felt weird at the top of the movement. And I was like, all right, I did that for like 2, 3 weeks, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna press anymore. I'm gonna give my elbow time to recover, thinking that I just irritated it or it was inflamed for whatever reason, and it just never got better. It kind of got better. Like the swelling went down a bit, but I still couldn't press, and I was just working around it. I was still able to curl, I'd do pull-ups, do everything else, and I just started working around it. And then finally, like I was resting my elbow on things, and just like I'd be driving, I'd rest my elbow on the handle, and I was just like, man, my elbow shouldn't hurt when I'm reaching for a pen or something like that. And then I saw one of the doctors at the job, and he did like a test. He was like, yo, man, I think you tore your tricep tendon. He's like, I don't know if you completely tore it, but I think it's torn. Like you have all the signals for it. I was like, all right, fine. So we got imaging, and then the doctor called me, and it was annoying in the moment, but he's like, hey man, so he started asking me all these questions. He's like, hey, can you extend your arm? I'm like, yeah, I can. He's like, yeah. He's like, hey, well, when did it happen? I'm like, yo, just tell me what's up. And he was like, yo, you tore your tricep tendon off the bone, and you need to have surgery to repair it. And I wouldn't postpone it because you may not be able to repair it at all over time. And he was like, you basically developed this scar tissue. He's like, you shouldn't be able to extend your arm. He was like, but I just think you had so much muscle that you're able to do that. And you also built scar tissue in the process. So he's like, I got to go in, I got to take out the scar tissue and then pull the tendon down, staple it to it inserts right here. It inserts right here on your elbow. So it was up here. Let me show you on this arm, maybe. It basically was up here where that tattoo is, that Statue of Liberty tattoo, and you have to pull it down. You have to pull it down to my elbow. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm gonna lose. I already lost muscle mass because I just haven't been able to do any chest work. I was able to do some flies, but I couldn't do any chest work. So I'm gonna lose some muscle mass. It's gonna be cool because I'm doing a bunch of things, and I'll tell you about it right now. One of the things I'm doing for the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna be eating more. I'm going to be in a caloric surplus, right? Because I'm not going to be able to lift. I can train. I can train my lower body, and I can train my right arm. And I'll drop another video and tell you the significance behind that and how that training on one side unilaterally when you're immobile, when you can't train, when you have an injury, will help this arm. It will help preserve some muscle. And I'll tell you, it's called cross education. I'll tell you more about that. But nevertheless, I'm going to be training still, and then nutrition is going to be key. So for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to up my calories because I'm not supposed to train for the next 2 weeks because I can't sweat because basically bacteria could get it on the scar and it could cause infection. So he said I shouldn't train, but I'm still going to train. I'm just not going to sweat. You know what I mean? I'm going to just like do a set, take a super long rest, and then do another set. I'm going to kind of just break up my workout throughout the day. Anyhow, that's my update. If you guys have questions, hit me below. I'll drop videos often just showing you what I'm doing because I think it'll be helpful from a nutritional standpoint so you can hit your goals. You heard? I'll see you guys soon. Much love.